Assalamu alaikum viewers, how you doing? I hope you're well, every single one of you, and I hope you're all in good health. Thank you very much for joining me again on my show. Wow, today I have a special guest, someone that I've known over the years. Let me tell you a few things about this guy. Not does he just look good. Physically, the way he looks, this guy looks like a model. There's a few things I like to tell you about this guy. This guy could kick ass, and I mean he could fight. But you know what, a few years ago, I was thinking of having a fight. We got ready, we were in the ring, and then something happened, but he's gonna fill you in later. Anyway, let's welcome you, without any further ado, the MMA fighter, Mujjy Ahmed in the house.
Ash, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum, Mujjy.
Okay.
It's been a long time, man.
It has indeed, man.
How you keeping anyway?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright, alhamdulillah. Mujjy looking good, mashallah.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate you too.
Yeah, but it's nice to have you on the show. So, Mujjy, what happened that day, man? Because I forgot we were about to fight, man.
You know what? I think I got lucky, didn't I? Luckily, yeah. I think, what was it? You something with your car, was it?
Yeah, because we got ready. I put my gloves on. You put your gloves on. We had a referee. I don't know who it was. I think it was Ibrahim Yusuf.
Yeah, Yusuf was there, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was about to go on the fight, and then someone made the excuse. I don't know what happened.
I think you saved me though, didn't you, from a beating?
I remember. I think what happened, guys, I parked my car in a funny place, so I had to go and move the car. And I think that was the excuse. Anyway, we're going to have to do it another day.
Yeah, another day, yeah. Not today.
Not today. Anyway, first of all, I've got quite a lot of questions to go through. First of all, I want to go onto the lockdown business. I know we've had a long lockdown, and you're a guy that trains probably 6 days, 7 days a week. How was your lockdown, man? Tell me all about it.
Lockdown was tough to begin with. I'm not going to lie. It happened just a week before lockdown.
Was that the fight at the arena?
No, that was Doncaster Dome. So like the day before, Boris made the announcement.
Okay.
That events were still able to go on, and I was fighting the following day. So luckily, my fight still went ahead, and that day was hectic because I had a lot of friends and family that couldn't make it because of the pandemic as well, because there was a lot of scare at the time as well. And then the week after, we went into a lockdown,
and that was in March.
That was in March, yeah. So obviously training was affected, gyms had to be closed, but luckily, like, I've got a good setup at home, so I was just getting on with stuff. I've got a few mates that had a few gym equipment and stuff, so I was getting stuff from them. Still training. I think I didn't want to use it as an excuse to not continue what I was doing, because I had big ambition in 2020. So I've still been training, still been keeping the mind sharp. The only thing is I've not been able to fight much. Soon as the lockdown started to relax.
But you're still being ready, like some people let go of themselves.
Definitely.
You're always ready to be ready, so you're ready to fight. That
was it. I was always
always in shape.
I was exactly. And soon as the rules were slightly relaxed, I was like Yusuf. I used to get him to come, because I've got my garage is converted to Matador, and so we were just training. I was always wanting to train. I mean, for me, like, outside work and family, that is my life as well. And it was just like anybody else. I was getting itchy fingers. I just wanted to do some more to keep active.
That's why I respect people like you guys, man. You're motivated, you're dedicated, you're on the ball, you're training hard, really good. Do you want to add anything else about the lockdown before we move on? We've got a lot of questions to go through.
Yeah, well, I'll keep it short, but like I said, lockdowns, it's affected a lot of people. I mean, my plan this year was to have as many fights as possible, and then look to turn the pro scenes later on. But again, I was supposed to fight in August for a British title. That's got cancelled because of the pandemic. We're hoping, looking at December now, we'll see how things go. I mean, my fight camp for that will start next week, so I'll slowly start ramping things up. But yeah, we'll see where it goes, because nobody.
One thing I like to mention to you guys is, when I first started as a YouTuber a couple of years ago, 2017, these were the guys that actually supported me. Supporting wise, because I didn't know what kind of content to create at times, and I spoke to my cousin Farhad, and I was thinking, bro, what can I do? He goes, why don't you film my fighters fighting? And that's what I did. I went down to a lot of your fights. I went down to a lot of Ibrahim Yusuf. I'm going to bring him on inshallah soon. A lot of other brothers, and I really am honestly humble. and appreciate what you guys even do. A lot of times you even wear my merch and stuff. Another thing I was a bit disappointed is that, you know, whenever I used to go to film Mujjy's fight, so get ready with the camera. Before I could like start the record button, boom, fight's finished. What's all that about, man? You didn't even give these guys enough airtime.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get in there, get it done. So yeah, like you sound like my other friends now, other people that come forward, but exactly what it was. It's going, let's get the job done. I mean, you don't get paid overtime.
It was funny, man, because you got like buffet food there, yeah? You got sandwiches, you got kebabs, you got tea, coffee, and I'm like just getting relaxed. And I'd say, no, Ash, watch the screen, man, it's gonna end. I go, come on, let's just see it. And damn, it went. I even like the way this guy's got his style, his persona, the energy, and the confidence. But one thing I don't get is that, what are you doing on the floor, man? When you're getting ready, and I had to dig at you last time.
I think that's just me, that is my persona that you're saying, that's just me in the zone, because I think fighters can relate when you're in there. I mean, the support I have is massive. There's so many people out there. Even when I'm at Dome and Sheffield Arena as well, and there's like I've got 80 to 100 people coming.
That's one of the reasons I got him, because last week I got another friend, Fadi Hussein, on it, and I was thinking, look, I need to raise my bars high. I need to get people that are really good looking, inspirational.
Fadi's a smart guy.
But you know, like I need to keep it up.
Fadi, I got you, man.
So I thought, right, I need to bring Mujjy on next.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, once I'm in there though, like I'm already in the back. I'm already getting to that zone where I'm just gonna cut everybody out and so in my corner team, and that's the zone I have to be in. And when I'm there and just looking at my opponent, that's just me ready to just cut everybody else out. And there's like the days after that when I get footages from my friends and family, like they're screaming and they're telling me they've lost their voice. I'm like, how did I not hear that on the night? But it's true, you don't. You only hear 3 voices, or mainly one person who's in your corner.
Yeah, I didn't even get time to take pictures with this guy, man. I was thinking of getting some pictures with him, getting the ring, you know, my time. But anyway, we're gonna move on to that. So now I want to talk a little about your training. How many days do you train, and what's your diet like?
Yeah, so I train more or less every day. I don't have a rest day.
Do you normally like to train in the morning? Because morning's the best time to train.
Yeah, so before COVID, that was what it was. I used to train every morning because I work as well. And I used to work late.
5 a.m. guy.
So I was up. I used to do twice a week. I used to get up at 6 a.m. do a morning run. But my sessions at the ABT were like 10 till about 1 o'clock. So I used to do 2 sessions before work and then shower up, go to work, and that was me more or less all week. And then Saturday, Sunday, mainly just locals. So Saturday would probably be a weight session, and Sunday the steady run. So when I say 7 days, it's not all high intensity. It's normally that Sunday where I just
you know your training is a bit like high repetitions, low weights, because
I
you need to be fast.
Weights I don't do much. When I said weights, it's more specific to what we're doing. I only do compound movements. Okay. I mean, I used to do a lot of weights going back 5, 6. Probably when I first met you, when I was a bit bigger and stuff. But
actually, you're looking good. You're looking more ripped.
I think that's the because now we've got
I won't ask you to take it off. Don't worry.
I've got an S&C coach as well now, who's actually does all my programs stuff, and it's more dynamic and it's more specific to the sport that I'm doing. So we do a 1-to-1 session once a week. At the minute, he gives me a program to do at home as well, in my own time, and then he's giving me a conditioning session as well. So that's the only time I'm doing S&C or any fitness or weights training, what he gives me. And then outside that, it's all my technical stuff, sparring, and all MMA specific stuff. So that's me normally on a weekly basis.
And diet, because you know a lot of people, they say 90% is what you eat.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think for me
because
now,
I asked you last time, Mujjy, what do you eat last time? And you said, look, I could eat anything. You're like, even boiled or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of things taste.
I think that's the thing. Like what I realize is, because I do it all year round, for me it's normal. I think a lot of people do it where they'll have like the 8-week fight count where they'll just eat and stick on strict diet.
Have that tea, man. It's got a little bit of sugar in, honestly. Just a little.
I love that, don't worry. But then what they do is they'll go off the rails and then they'll just do it. Whereas me, I'm always constantly on it.
Consistent.
If I'm not fighting, I'm not going to lie to you, I'll probably have the one odd cheat day a week. but nothing more than that. Try to keep as consistent as I can.
Okay, so that's your training done. Now let's talk about obstacles, struggles, because obviously you work full time. Work gets in the way. A lot of obstacles. Even you've been fighting for a long time. It's not just over the night. Have you had obstacles, struggles?
There's always obstacles, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's how badly you want it. I have a family, I work as well.
Yeah, you're a married man, beautiful daughter, mashallah.
Mashallah, yeah. And I still find time to train. And although I'm amateur, my timetable is like a pro's. The thing is, I really want to be successful in that game. I want to make I want to be a big name in the UK scene. And I think if you really want it, you'll go get it and you'll do what you have to do. Even when I'm on holiday, believe it or not, like...
Sometimes we get a lot of negativity. Sometimes some people might not support you or they might forget you, but once you're back in the limelight, they want to know you.
I think it's mindset. I think more than anything, like, when, believe it or not, I used to... When I first started, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm my biggest critic. I wasn't great when I first started. There was a lot of loopholes. My training could have been better. I used to do it. I used to go to the gym. As soon as I left the gym, that was it. I didn't never used to take my training home with me, and I had more support then. Because for me, what I've seen is when you're not doing so good, or when you're not doing better than the others, they tend to like support you. But as soon as you're doing better than what other people are doing, that's when people stop supporting you. But luckily for me, I've had a very good support. I've had a lot of family and friends who've always been coming.
How old are you now, Mujjy?
I'm 27 now.
Mashallah.
So yeah, that's...
So would you say it's still a peak for a lot of fighters?
Oh yeah, MMA definitely. Like you see people turning pro later on. I think the peak in MMA is 33.
Have you turned pro yet?
No, that was the plan.
Okay.
But obviously COVID's kind of stopped us at the minute. So the plan is now to fight for an amateur title, British title, and then we'll speak to my coach, see where we go from there.
Now I want to talk about a few fights. I remember one fight I watched a few years ago. And how many wins and how many losses have you got?
So my record at the minute is 8-1.
Okay, the fight you lost, that was at Sheffield Ice Skate.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
And tell us, how did it feel? Because we're all ready, I was there, we're all there at the ringside.
I think it's the best experience I had in terms of the good wake-up call. I was too overconfident, I'd say. I went in, I remember the fight pretty well.
I remember it just like yesterday.
Yeah, and I took the guy to the back. I took his back straight away. And I thought, this is a bit easy, this. And then I kind of relaxed and I let him get back up. And that's what then kind of, after that, the first round, I think he got confident and I was getting complacent. And since then, obviously, like, the plan was after that fight to go to AVT, because AVT is more of an MMA gym.
And anyway. I think that fight, it was a learning experience for you. Because they say, a lot of good fighters, greatest fighters out there, like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, there's a lot of them that have lost as well, yeah? Not everyone's won every single fight.
It's true,
even Nassim Ahmed in Sheffield, a lot of people.
There's a lot, but the thing is, it's not a loss if you learn from it. That's how I see it, and I learned a lot from that fight. And since then, since I've been with AVT, the guys at AVT, they've pushed me, and I've seen my game grow massively, and that's why now I know that where I will be, and my vision's a lot different to what it used to be.
Future fights?
So yeah, as I mentioned, so it was supposed to be in August. I was supposed to be fighting for a British title, but that got postponed. I think they're looking at December, but we'll see how things are as soon as...
Free tickets, yeah?
Mate, you come, man. Just drop me a message.
Okay, now I'm gonna...
That's if it's not behind closed doors, because potentially it could be behind closed doors.
Yeah, but honestly, guys, you need to watch this guy fight, because his style, there's something about it. It's different, man. Watching Mujjy's fight is always different, and it's always nice to support your local people. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about family support, because I know a lot of families, they're quite worried, they're quite concerned. Injuries. I remember speaking to your dad once, and he was a little bit worried because he actually was saying, look, he's married now, he's got a kid now. Do we get a lot of families telling you, like, Mujjy, look, it's a dangerous...
I'm going to be honest with you here. My wife, she was my biggest supporter. I said was. I don't blame her. Even when my mum and dad used to tell me to stop, even after I was married, they said to me, look, Mujjy used to
Got
start.
married 3 years ago.
It's 2016 I got married.
16, okay.
So like 4 years, yeah. So we got married, and my wife actually said to my mum, like, look, we can't, like, at the end of the day, he loves it. And to be honest with you, like, it keeps me away from doing other stuff. It just keeps me occupied, you know, outside of work and stuff. It's a hobby, how I see it. And people need that, and she knew that. But then when the daughter came,
Mashallah.
that's when my wife again, she kind of changed as well. She goes, look, Mujjy, you need to stop and stuff. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a moment when my daughter was born, I was thinking about having just my last couple of fights, and I was going to hang the gloves up. But obviously in the fight camps that were building up, I saw my game just improve massively, and I thought to myself, like, if I hang my gloves up now, I know it's going to haunt me later on when 10, 20 years when I'm thinking, you know, I could have done this, I could have done that. And I see a lot, like, I have elder friends.
It is a dangerous sport.
It's a dangerous sport.
It's not like, you know, a lot of other sports, because you see the way you get hurt.
I think that's what people see though, but people don't see the good side of MMA or good side of combat sports. It teaches you discipline. Like, I'm so disciplined now, and that's through MMA, what it teaches you. Like, sometimes I'll walk into the gym and you'll see a guy walking in, you'll probably never even think knows how to throw a punch or anything in the, or how to like choke somebody out, comes in with a briefcase, glasses, but the guy just, you'd see him on the mat, he's just there just doing everybody.
One thing I like to mention, I'm not just saying it because Mujjy is there, Mujjy is a very humble guy. Even at times when I didn't even know him and stuff, I used to see him, he just keeps his head down, does his stuff, get out, you don't interfere with other people's business, you do your own thing.
Of course, that's how it should be. And
I like that, man. I've seen it a lot of times, even on your shows. I've seen a lot of times you just concentrate on your work, you're not bothered about other things. Anything you want to add before I finish? Any injuries? Have you had any injuries? Because that's another bad one.
Yeah, there's always injury. I think like my last injury would have been a torn ligament. I tore my ankle, and that put me out training for about 5 or 6 weeks. I mean, with MMA, you've got all martial arts coming together. You got your wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing. So
did you always start off with boxing first? You're a boxer first?
No, I did boxing when I was younger. My dad.
So you started training with like what, 13?
I started training. I mean, I even went karate, but I think back then it was all social stuff, like just because my mates were doing it. I mean, when I used to go boxing, I knew I'd throw a punch, but I'd probably be in the gym for half an hour and then sky the rest. That's how it was for me. I was never taking anything serious back then. But yeah, I think for me, see, when I decided to like take things serious, it was after uni, and that's funny because I used to train before then, and I used to have people telling me like, Mujjy.
So obviously graduated as well.
Yeah.
This guy's a knowledgeable person. He's an intelligent person, a clever person. Because a lot of time when you just see fight, you think, oh, you're just a fighter. But you've got a profession, you know. You've got a full-time job as well, haven't you?
That's the way I was brought. At the end of the day, like tomorrow, if something, God forbid, something happens to me, like my MMA career doesn't work
What
out,
is the job you do? Sorry.
So I'm a contractor at the minute. So I'm working for Lloyd's Bank.
Okay, mashallah. Check that one out, guys.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, sometimes people just don't have a backup plan, and I think for me, I have to make sure that obviously I've got a family. I need to make sure that financially we're stable as well. And I can continue doing what I want to do.
But honestly, I'm really happy because you are a hard-working person, and I've met a lot of people, but I've not met many people like you. Now I'm gonna go on to your marathon.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it, man. You're a charity guy. What made you do it?
Mate, honestly, you know what? It was an experience. I mean, before the marathon.
How did it all start off, man? I want to know everything about it.
Okay, so
because you're not a marathon guy, are you?
Definitely. I'm not, and I'm not going to say I'm fit for a marathon because I've never ran more than 12. Before that, I ran more than 12.5 kilometers because my training never required me to do that. I was more hit. But yeah, I was on social media and I just seen the explosion. First, I'm not going to lie to you, I turned a blind eye to it first, just because I thought it's a stereotype. Well, it's Middle East. This happens all the time. And this, that, and I was guilty of it. I was guilty of that, and. Anyway, I just gone. The social media's been flooded with more footages of like little kids being homeless, and I think there was one that I seen where a woman was getting married, and you can see the explode hearing, and the ground was shaking. And then I thought to myself, like, that could have been me, in the sense that they're normal people, they're living their life, they're not. That could have been me then. They're like. were just going on with their business. And
I
all
think
of a
quite a
sudden
lot
that's
of
happened.
numbers that died, man.
Yeah, we're talking 100,000 were homeless, 1,000 people died.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of them the highest Jannatul
Ameen.
Firdaus. Ameen.
And yeah, so then I thought to and then I need to do something. I want to do something for these people. So I spoke to one of my mates from work who did a recent charity, and I said to him, "I go, look, you can you sort something out?"
Was he the guy you're running with and you were filming?
No, that's Will. So I'll come on to Will in a bit because that's an interesting story as well. And I've got a lot of mad respect for Will. But anyway, I spoke to that guy, and he goes, "Yeah, I've got somebody," and I go, "I want whatever it is, I want to make sure it's 100% donation policy because that's how. Because if I was to donate money, I want it to make sure it's going to the cause that we're doing it." And he goes, "Yeah, that it is that blah blah blah." So I go set the page and let's get it on. And yeah, so he set the page, and straight away we had a great response. I think in the first couple of weeks we raised £1,000 already.
Bravo.
And yeah, so like then I went. Then obviously I was thinking, what can I do first, like to raise money? And I thought, coming from a sports background, I thought I'd do a marathon. I wasn't going to do a half marathon because I thought it would have been easy. I mean, I've done 12 and a half, and it wasn't. I was never out of breath, but I thought half marathon would be. I want to challenge myself. So I rang Will, and I go to him. I go, "Look, I know you're into your running. I just want some guidance from you. This is what I want to do, and I want to do it in 4 weeks."
And he's a regular runner.
He's a regular runner. That's why I called him, and he's turned around and he said to me, "Wait, I'll do it with you." And then that was amazing for him to say that. Like, I goes, "You know what, Mujjy, I'll set up everything for you. I'll do the route for you. I'll make sure," because he's done it before.
So
and
you had that support straight away.
I'm so glad because that he had regular stops. He made sure I had the right equipment for stuff, the right energy bars and stuff. And he goes, "I'll do it." And then he goes, "Mujjy, but I think 4 weeks is a bit too early." I think he goes, "Normally people take 16 weeks." I go, "Look, I can't have 16 weeks because this cause is happening and I just want to get it out there." He goes, "Look, Mujjy,
you were very eager.
I just want to do it." And he goes, "We'll do it in 7 weeks." And he goes, "Mujjy, but like it's going to be tough. Like you're going to have to really be strict with your training." I go, "Look, just tell me what I need to do." So on top of my training at the time, I was still doing MMA training, and he's told me to like amp up my runs. So I was doing like 50-60 kilometers. I did added to my normal routine. And it was about the 3rd week in, and I started feeling my body just like kind of deteriorate just because I didn't let go of the MMA side. So that's when I thought to myself, you know what, my goal right now is just my marathon. Let's just get that done. So I've kind of cut down the classes that I was doing with my MMA, and I just focused on my marathon. And with me, when it comes to training, I've always done like fasted. I don't eat before. And I think 3-4 weeks before, he goes, "Mujjy, let's do a half marathon, see how you are." And we did a half marathon. I did it fast, and I found it fine. And then he goes,
finished in what, 2 hours?
Yeah, but the aim was we finished the half marathon in 1 hour 50, so it was a good time as well. And then he goes, "Mujjy, in your own times, do a 30 kilometer and then 35 kilometer." And then I go, "Alright, cool." So the following week I did a 30 kilometer. I did that fasted, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, actually, it was one of the toughest things I did because I did it fast. I still remember, like, I was running past my house and it was just like 29 kilometers, and I was starting to like lightheaded, and I was thinking about just going in, but I thought, you know what, we'll just stop, have 2 minutes, and just finish this 30 kilometers because you need to get it done. And that's what I did. I did it. I came home straight away, fueled up. 2-3 minutes later, whatever I ate, just puked it up.
Oh dear.
Sugar level was really low, and I was a bit dehydrated. Make sure I fluid up. I thought this marathon's going to be really difficult. I spoke to Will, and he goes, "Mujjy, it's because you've not eaten. Like you should be eating." So then the following week, I did the 35 kilometer. 35 kilometer I did, and I was much more positive. I've ate before, make sure I fueled up, and that was a piece of cake. And I think I did the 35 kilometers in about 3 hours 18 minutes.
Yeah, that was the
last run before the marathon.
Okay.
And then just before the marathon, I had a bit of a cold, so I couldn't do any much training. So that kind of affected it.
I think that's when we spoke on the phone.
That's why we couldn't do that. So I had a bit of a cold, so that kind of affected my training. Then came the run. Run was going alright, it was spot on. We had it to be fair with you when I first started.
The route, bro, it was in Sheffield, yeah?
Oh,
Endcliffe. And you know Sheffield, guys, I don't know a lot of you if you've been to Sheffield. Sheffield is the 7 hills.
Yeah.
And some of the hills, whoa, they're like that, even cars struggle to get up there.
And that's what Will was saying. He goes, some of the athletes, like the elites, come
not
to
the right place for
to do the marathon because of the hills, and they love it. It's a good challenge. I think in the end, when we did when he showed me the scores at the end, I think we did about 600 meters incline.
Where did the route start from? Endcliffe?
It's what's that park called?
Western. Because I saw a lot of it, and I think
I'm really bad with the
I saw you running through Endcliffe Village towards Ecclesall Road.
Yeah, it was all over. That's what we. So we did like quite a few places. We did Chesterfield. We did, I think, towards Veedless as well. Door.
Okay.
So it was quite. I mean, it's like 26 miles, so it
So
covered quite a bit. So like I said, Will did the routes, and he made sure there were good pit stops as well if we needed them. And so we did it. Then came the day. Look, we was on track for sub 4. One of my mates joined us the second half of the marathon.
Yeah, I watched that because I was watching two guys and then I see another guy and he joined you at the halfway, and that was quite nice because you guys were running and the complete video you were recording as well.
Oh, Will's a beast. Like,
man,
he's so
and
fit.
he just seemed right normal, just filming, laughing, smiling, and he was trying to keep you positive as well.
That's the thing. I could not have done this without Will. I mean, I give him mad credit. I've spoke to him after that. I just want to know how appreciative I was of him doing it. I think at 37 kilometers, because we didn't really have a target in mind, as I mentioned, but I did want to get it sub 4, and I think that would have been a good time for Sheffield as well, given the hills that we were doing. But like 37 kilometers in, 36 kilometers in, my left knee started giving in, and it started feeling a bit funny.
Yeah, that was right at the end, because first of all I saw the 5, he was doing videos every 5 kilometers, and you were looking perfect. And then when it came to again, you were saying 30.
That 35 kilometer mark.
That's when you were saying you complaining about you.
And then we had to slow down a bit, and then obviously.
What happened? Is it because you're speeding too much, or
I don't know. I think. I mean, I've never done long distance running. I think the pace was fine. I was not out of breath. It was just my.
What pace were you running?
So we were running. I think 5. I think we had to do it on 5:33 to get the 4.
Because you had a target by 4 hours.
Yeah, I think we were doing that 5:30 anyway per kilometer. So we were on track, but as soon as it hit that 35, honestly, my legs, I couldn't even move them much. And I thought if we keep at that pace, I might not even get the marathon done. That's what it came down to, because I was getting spasms and all sorts. And I think even before we did the marathon, Will said to me, Mujjy, the number 28 is what haunts people, like the 28 kilometer mark. And that's when that's when your body starts doing stuff. And that's exactly what happened. Physically, I felt fit. I wasn't out of breath, but my body was just hurting. And I still remember there's a video of me getting out of the car at home, and honestly, I couldn't even walk. Like, it was so funny. But I did watch most of the video, and you were confident running all the time. Even when you look at you, you were smiling. You wasn't struggling. But bravo, honestly, man, I really appreciate that you've done it for a good cause. Definitely.
And we need more people, guys, to support good causes, because there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of problems going on in the world, and we need people in different sections or sectors from all different ethnicity to go and do positive things. I'm gonna wrap up. I just wanted to know your final messages, thoughts, anything you want to say to the well-wishers, the viewers, because there's a lot of people that follow you.
Yeah, definitely, man. I want to thank everybody that supported me so far in my career. Obviously, with COVID, it's affected not just myself but everybody. It's affected all our goals, but we've just got to keep positive. I'm doing that, so I actually want to thank you as well for having me.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, man.
So
and thank you very much again for joining me, and all the very best in the future. I hope you succeed, you get there, and I'm looking forward to the future fights. I've just got something for you.
Before we finish, congratulations, by the way. You'll be here being praising me. But I know how successful you're getting on YouTube, man, so that's really good, man. I'm happy for you as well. I think I saw you post not long ago about
700,000.
This guy, exactly. 700,000.
Yeah. Trying, man. Trying. It's hard. YouTube. It's not easy, everything.
Facebook, you might be able to get 700,000 views, but try on YouTube.
But I'm going to have another debate with another guy about this, but I've got a few things for you, man. For Mujjy, there's my t-shirt.
Nice one.
There's pens, so you could sign all them checks. Just like Fadi said, it's going to come handy to sign all them checks. There's a keyring for you as well.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to sign this glove, man.
Yeah, man.
You can do it with that pen if you want.
Sure.
Do you want to sign on that red bit?
Yeah.
You can see.
Is it a black pen, yeah?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, knowing these pens, guys, that made in Bangladesh, I don't know how good they are, if it works or not.
It's a bit difficult to get it on the glove line.
Yeah, I think I should have got a marker or something.
Yeah, marker would be better. Like.
I'll have to get a marker next time. Yeah, wicked, man. Check that out. Guys, you know, I'm going to keep this, yeah? I'm not going to even use it. Because one day, you know, when Mujjy makes it, I know he's going to make it. I'm going to put this for auction, man. And it's going to go for a good cause again.
Definitely.
Anyway, thank you very much, viewers, for joining me on my show. Thanks for your love and support, every single one of you. I'm truly humbled. I'm blessed. And keep on watching Ash Vlogs. Subscribe, like, comment, share. And we will see you in the next video. Thank you very much again.